Building on an iceberg in Rust can lead to you having one of the most defendable bases on the server, but with every passing cargo and players heading towards oil rig, I'd fall into the sights of the wrong individuals, and it wouldn't be long before they'd send someone to do their dirty work for them. So sit back and let me tell you how this story really begins. Spawning in on fresh wipe, I raced straight to harbour hoping to get my hands on a tugboat. Seeing that I wanted to live on an iceberg, a tug would make this wipe so much easier. But I guess you can say I was late to the party. With no tugs in sight, I'd make my way inland hoping to get a start.
Come on, man. I'm just a friendly farmer, Ben. Like, come on, man.
Thanks to some friendly farmers, I essentially had everything I needed to get down to starter base, so I headed out to look for a spot along the coast. After dying to this bear, I was lucky and got a relatively close spawn. Somehow I came back to an unlooted body. I hope you're enjoying the video so far. If you are, make sure to leave me a like, comment and subscribe. I also made a Discord, I'll leave the link below. After a bit of a search, I slapped down a 1x2 on a nice flat spot next to the coastline. I wanted to be close to the iceberg but still be able to get a head start before moving over there. Now that we are based down and secured, let's check out today's sponsor. Thank you to RustClash for sponsoring today's video. RustClash has a ton of game modes to check out, including battles, roulette, upgrader, cases, dice, plinko and mines. RustClash also has a rain feature that is drawn every hour. You can also open a daily free case depending on your account's level, as well as use their rakeback system. You can deposit to RustClash using Rust skins, credit cards or crypto. When depositing with crypto or credit cards, you get a massive 65% bonus as well as instant withdrawal from the site. Be sure to check out RustClash and use code DREADY. Thanks again to RustClash for sponsoring today's video. Having a base down and seeing I was already halfway to a tier 2, I ran dome and went to junkyard to recycle. Thanks to the recycler buff, it wouldn't take much to get the scrap that I needed, but still needing a little bit of frags, I'd get them cooking and head out towards airfield. With airfield being looted, I went back to craft the tier 2 on a Tommy. Wanting a bit of comms from my Iceberg base, I'd run to harbour and grab a blue card and continued running the puzzles around me. Now having a bit of a head start, I'd spend some time roaming and getting into fights with some clans around the area. Everywhere I went, I was able to make a play but not get away. Seeing the clans and teams around me were quite active, I started farming for the Iceberg base, as well as doing some little upgrades to my starter. Having collected quite a bit of diesel from Dome, I thought I'd go use HQM Quarry before the clans walled it off, and while I'm heading home I noticed the clans tug just down the coast. Seeing the tug had boxes and I only needed a bit of scrap to be able to craft a tier 3 and explosives, I'd run down the road to harbour, heading back to base and crafting the tier 3 in a single C4. After almost fumbling the bag, I swam as far as I could away, and to my surprise when I got back they hadn't found my body. Heading back to base, I let the area cool off and continued farming. While I was out, I killed 2 clan members filled with nodes. Stupid me had turned my recording off, but just to show you guys, this clan camped in my base for so long. Thinking this clan was more than likely gonna raid my starter base, I crafted all their sulfur into boom and went over to claim the tug. Now with a tug to my name, I'd spend a while doing loads back and forth getting all my goodies out of the starter, before heading to the Iceberg to start building. After spending a fair bit of time on base, I'd go for a rig run. Seeing it was quite late and I had no counters, I started watching some YouTube. And once the crate was unlocked, I'd made my way back to base, looking forward to calling it a night. Now any sane person would just log off and go to sleep right here, but not me. After grinding from 5 AM, I was not going to bed until this base was sealed and filled with loot. And after a quick moment of contemplating my life in the tug, I guess you could say I got to work. Scoring some cards off this duo, I'd go to run Airfield's puzzle. Seeing that I needed a whole 1,000 scrap for another tier 3, I took the red card up to labs. Holding labs for the hour netted me a good amount of comps and scrap, and after a quick recycle I chucked down a tier 3 and make my way back to the Iceberg. Over the next hour or two I spent time finishing off base, and after a little farm run for upkeep I called it for the night on the server. Waking up a couple of hours later, I went to check on the HQM team, seeing that these guys were absolutely massive. Not to mention that they also had a tower overlooking Arctic's recycler, and needing a bit of resources myself, I stuck around the area hoping to catch some of their farmers. After cleaning up a few farmers, I spend the rest of the day on rig. With not much exciting happening, I jump off and get an early night's sleep. To start my morning off, I'd go grab a heli. Seeing a shop was selling some gold clones, I'd purchase a few and make my way home. While trying to set up my water supply, I had a team trying to sink my tug, and these guys were not giving up, making me do laps around my Iceberg for over half an hour. Not wanting to go too far away from my tug, I continued setting up my water supply, and in no time I had that farm absolutely pumping. Having all these teas, I started selling them for sulfur, and believe me, they were going like hotcakes. So I spent the day running the farm and getting as many teas as I could into the shop. After one whole day of selling teas and a little farm run, I had enough sulfur for 30 rockets. With the base in mind, I chucked the rockets in the shop and logged into a training server, planning to warm up before I left for the raid. And before I even loaded into the other server, my phone went off saying I was killed, so I logged straight back in.
Bruh.
Once I moved the boom inside in the heli next to the farm, I hit him with the GGs and started to clear out the grubs. Not thinking anything of the raid just before, I went to seal up the gatehouse, and this is where things really started to get strange. Now you're probably thinking what's strange about that. While I'm running in a straight line towards the door, he somehow beats me while having to run along the compound, and after I spawned in, I know exactly what it was. It seemed like he wasn't too happy that I defended. After shooting me through the floor and getting me on bag timer, his teammate would come over with some more boom. After listening to another minute of rockets going off, I'd spawn back in. Seeing that the base had already been lost, I thought I'd try have some fun with what's left of this sad situation. Seeing I was fighting Houdini himself, I decided to have one more run, but with him just headshotting me through the floor, it's safe to say that I didn't get very far. What a sad way to end our story, but on a good note, he did eventually get banned. I want to thank you for watching to the end. I really hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure to smash that subscribe button and I'll see you in the next one.